Hello everyone, welcome back. In our previous video, we covered IPSec fundamentals. We learned what IPSec is, why it is used, the security services it provides, the role of IKE, and the concept of security associations. Now that we understand the fundamentals, let's answer the most important question. How does an IPSec VPN tunnel actually get established between two VPN peers? Imagine a company has a branch office in Bangalore and another branch office in Hyderabad. Firewall A is installed in Bangalore. Firewall B is installed in Hyderabad. The company wants users in both locations to communicate securely through the internet. At first glance, this may seem simple. Why not just start encrypting traffic and send it across the internet? The answer is that both devices first need to agree on several things. For example, which encryption algorithm should be used? Which integrity algorithm should be used? How should authentication be performed? How should encryption keys be generated? How can each firewall verify the identity of the other firewall? How should actual user traffic be protected? Until these questions are answered, a secure VPN tunnel cannot be established. This is where IKE comes into the picture. IKE stands for Internet Key Exchange. Its job is to help both VPN peers negotiate security parameters, establish trust, generate keys, and create the security associations required for secure communication. IKE communication takes place using UDP port 500. The entire IPSec tunnel establishment process occurs in two phases, Phase 1 and Phase 2. Phase 1 creates a secure management channel between the peers. Phase 2 creates the actual IPSec tunnel that protects user traffic. Before we begin, let's quickly revisit security associations. A security association, or SA, is simply an agreement between two devices about how communication will be secured. Think of it as a contract. For example, both firewalls may agree to use AES-256 for encryption, SHA-256 for integrity, pre-shared key authentication, and specific key lifetimes. Once both devices agree on these settings, the agreement becomes a security association. In IPSec, we typically encounter two types of security associations. The first is the ISAKMP Security Association. The second is the IPSec Security Association. The ISAKMP SA protects IKE communication. The IPSec SA protects actual user traffic. Now let's see how these security associations are created. The purpose of Phase 1 is to create a secure management channel between the VPN peers. Think of Phase 1 as building a secure meeting room. Before discussing sensitive information, both firewalls first need a private and trusted place where they can communicate securely. That secure meeting room is called the ISAKMP Security Association. Phase 1 answers three important questions. Which security algorithms should be used? How do we generate a shared secret key? How do we verify each other's identity? In IKEv1 Main Mode, Phase 1 consists of 6 messages. Let's examine them one by one. The first challenge is that both firewalls may support different security algorithms. For example, Firewall A may support AES-256, AES-128, SHA-256, SHA-1, Diffie-Hellman Group 14, and Diffie-Hellman Group 5. Firewall B may support only AES-256, SHA-256, and Diffie-Hellman Group 14. Before secure communication can begin, both devices must agree on a common set of security parameters. To solve this problem, Firewall A sends its proposals in message 1. Think of Firewall A saying, "These are the security options I support. Let me know if you support any of them." The proposal may contain encryption algorithm, integrity algorithm, authentication method, Diffie-Hellman group, and lifetime values. At this stage, Firewall A is simply informing Firewall B about the security options it supports. No keys have been generated yet. No trust has been established yet. Firewall B receives the proposals in message 2. It compares the received options with its own capabilities. Suppose Firewall B supports AES-256, SHA-256, pre-shared key authentication, and Diffie-Hellman Group 14. Since a match exists, Firewall B selects that proposal and sends the selection back. At this point, both peers have agreed on encryption algorithm, integrity algorithm, authentication method, Diffie-Hellman Group, and SA lifetime. The first problem has now been solved. Both peers agree on how security will be implemented. However, they still need encryption keys. This brings us to the next challenge. Now both firewalls know which algorithms will be used. However, they still do not have an encryption key. A common question is, why don't they simply send the key across the network? Because an attacker may capture the packet carrying the key. If the attacker obtains the key, all encrypted communication becomes useless. So both devices need a way to generate the same secret key without actually sending that secret across the network. This problem is solved using Diffie-Hellman. In message 3, Firewall A sends its Diffie-Hellman public value and a nonce. A nonce is simply a random number used only once during a negotiation. In message 4, Firewall B sends its Diffie-Hellman public value and its own nonce. Using the exchange public values and their own private values, both firewalls independently calculate the same shared secret. Think of it like two people performing a mathematical calculation independently and arriving at the same answer. The important point is this: the shared secret key is never transmitted across the network. Only public values are exchanged. Even if an attacker captures every packet, the attacker still cannot determine the shared secrets. At this point, both peers agree on security parameters. Both peers have generated the same shared secret. Now only one problem remains. How do the peers verify each other's identity? Imagine an attacker pretending to be Firewall B. Firewall A might unknowingly establish a VPN tunnel with the attacker. To prevent this, both devices must authenticate each other. Authentication answers the question, how do I know I am talking to the correct VPN peer? In message 5, Firewall A proves its identity. If pre-shared key authentication is configured, Firewall A demonstrates that it knows the correct shared secret configured on both devices. If certificates are being used, certificate validation occurs. In message 6, Firewall B performs the same process and proves its identity. Once authentication succeeds, both peers trust each other. Phase 1 is now complete. At the end of Phase 1, security parameters have been negotiated. Shared keys have been generated. Both peers have authenticated each other. ISAKMP Security Association has been created. However, an important point to remember is this: the IPSec tunnel is still not ready for user traffic. Many beginners assume the VPN tunnel is established after Phase 1. That is not true. Phase 1 only creates the secure management channel. Think of it as creating the secure meeting room. The actual IPSec tunnel will be created in Phase 2. Now that the secure meeting room exists, both peers can safely discuss how actual user traffic should be protected. This is the purpose of Phase 2. Phase 2 is also known as Quick Mode. The purpose of Phase 2 is to create the IPSec security associations that will protect user traffic. Phase 2 generally consists of 3 messages. In Quick Mode, Message 1, Firewall A sends its IPSec proposals. For example, use ESP, use AES-256 encryption, use SHA-256 integrity, and specific lifetime values. Think of Firewall A saying, here's how I would like to protect actual user traffic. In Quick Mode Message 2, Firewall B reviews the proposal. If it supports the proposed parameters, it accepts them and sends the response back. Now both peers agree on how user traffic will be protected. In Quick Mode Message 3, Firewall A acknowledges the selection. Phase 2 now completes successfully. At the end of Phase 2, IPSec security associations are created. Encryption keys are available. Traffic protection parameters are finalized. The VPN tunnel is now fully operational. The encrypted packet is sent across the internet. Anyone capturing the packet sees only encrypted information. Firewall A checks its IPSec policies. It determines that the traffic must be sent through the VPN tunnel. The packet is processed using the negotiated IPSec Security Association. ESP encrypts the payload. Integrity information is added. Sequence numbers are assigned. The encrypted packet is sent across the internet. Anyone capturing the packet sees only encrypted information. When the packet reaches Firewall B, integrity is verified. Sequence numbers are checked. The payload is decrypted. The original packet is delivered to the destination. This process continues for every packet flowing through the VPN tunnel. Let's summarize the entire process. Phase 1 creates a secure management channel by establishing the ISAKMP Security Association. During Phase 1, security parameters are negotiated, shared secrets are generated, peer authentication is performed. Phase 2 creates the IPSec Security Associations. During Phase 2, traffic protection parameters are negotiated. User traffic protection settings are finalized. The VPN tunnel becomes operational. Once both phases are complete, IPSec securely encrypts and protects traffic as it travels between VPN peers across the internet. And that is how IPSec IKEv1 Main Mode establishes a secure VPN tunnel between 2 VPN peers. Thank you for watching this video. You can reach us through Instagram and Telegram for network interview guidance and mock interview scheduling. See you in the next video. Happy learning.